And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, another epic VeVe live stream. Today, we just have one drop. It is another blind box comic book drop today. It is Strange Tales, issue number 111. Shout out to everyone joining the live stream today. We got Wapamus in the building talking about how he just scored a secret rare Captain America Wolverine cover. That's an awesome looking cover. He talked about how it was from the last 10,000 comic book drop. So I love the fact that, you got that secret rare, pretty limited. I love the cover of that one too. Shout out to Wapamus. Shout out to everyone joining us, or shout out to everyone else joining the live stream today. I want to be going over the details. I'm going to be going over some of the covers that I like from this drop, kind of my thoughts, if this is a hodl or sell for me. And then we're going to be tuning into the, the loyal crew that we've been watching. We got VeVe and 3, amazing video once again from them. And then Comics and Crypto, hodl or sell video we're going to be diving into. What it do, LJ? How we doing? How we doing, brother? Dumb Things Science. How we doing, fam? We got Strange Tales, issue number 111. Pretty cool issue number there. I think this one's going to be kind of low-key at first, especially with all the big drops that we're all speculating that's going to happen this month, right? We all think May is going to be huge. So maybe this one kind of gets on that back burner. If we didn't have all these big drops coming up soon that we're all kind of speculating, I think this would probably do pretty well. I think Strange Tales is probably a low-key, a hodl. I think a lot of people in the comic book world, are into this book. I think it is kind of moving up in value and popularity. It's pretty limited. We're going to hear Comics and Crypto go over, what's on the census for this book. Here's the rare. Let me know which one you guys like the best with the covers only, the cover style and everything, the cover artwork. I do like the ultra rare. I don't absolutely love these covers today. I do kind of like this one, secret rare. The ultra rare, I kind of like it. It's not my absolute favorite of the bunch. The rare, the white and black background there. I'm kind of liking the uncommon there and the common. I like the original covers on these. Sometimes I'm a big fan of the VeVe exclusives or maybe the secret rare, but I think I like the common the best out of all these. So for this one, I am hoping for a 3-digit common, maybe a secret rare just to flip right away if I can get in that marketplace. We don't have anything crazy limited today. The last drop, we did have a 10,000 edition drop, which is good to see them mixing up the, the limited edition. But today we have a 30,000 total edition count, 21,000 for the commons, 5,000 for the uncommons today, 2,350 for the rare. We have 1,050 for the ultra rare and 600 secret rares today. Let's go. Season 3 OG in the house. What kind of covers are you guys liking today? Are you guys going to pick any up? Are you guys hoping for a certain kind? Maybe it's that ultra rare, secret rare. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Because I know for a lot of people, they may be holding off to buy a lot of these collectibles, these comics right now in the market because they're gearing up for what could drop with Darth Vader. Maybe a Star Wars comic book that's been teased out there. I think we'll definitely see a Star Wars comic book at some point in this month. But who knows? Who knows? We're going to be going over the hodl or sell video right now from Comics and Crypto.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Also, I think they just put out an interview, too, with another platform. I think it was those Bat Cow. So if you guys ever wanted to check that out, he just interviewed on his channel those Bat Cows, if you guys are into them. I do think they will do well.
To hodl or sell, where we'll be breaking down Strange Tales number 111. In the end, we will let you know if we plan to hodl or sell. As always, this is not financial advice, but purely for entertainment purposes only. Also, if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button to receive updates on all our content. This video is sponsored by Elite Comics 11, Instagram's #1 community-powered comic sales page. This Monday, May 2nd, we are getting the Silver Age comic, Strange Tales number 111. First appearance of Baron Mordo, and second appearance of Doctor Strange. Story by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Ernest Huntley, with cover by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers, and art by David Ayers, Larry Lieber, and Steve Ditko. Baron Mordo, portrayed by Chiwetel Ejiofor in the 2016 film Doctor Strange, is a key player in both the comics and the MCU. However, these two versions are quite different. In the comics, Baron Mordo is your typical arch-nemesis, but his movie counterpart starts off more as a mentor and friend to Stephen Strange. only taking on the more villainous role once he begins to question his faith in the Ancient One and Doctor Strange's growing power. According to Kevin Feige, they wanted to give his character more depth, so they created a twist on his relationship with Strange and the Ancient One, layering their rivalry in ways the comics failed to convey. He will return in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
May 6th.
According to Go Collect, Strange Tales number 111 has a 9.8 grade, sold for $20,350 back in 2016. There is no current estimated value on Go Collect, but we anticipate this comic would likely sell over $50,000, given it's the only 9.8 comic on the CDC census. For my final verdict, I give this book a hodl. This comic is definitely a classic and contains not only the first appearance of an important character in the MCU, but also the second appearance of Doctor Strange. Second appearance comics are becoming more valuable to collectors and investors. We see this trend with many significant characters, including the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Moon Knight, and many more. With Doctor Strange becoming a key figure in the MCU, Strange Tales number 111 is a safe floor with solid upside. This comic should do well over time in both physical and digital format. Please make sure to reference the spreadsheet on our link tree for each comic definition and ranking. The link will be included in the details below. Overall, we still believe that Silver Age, Key, and Grail books should have the best long-term value. Also, if you would like to see our weekly comic book rankings, please make sure to follow us on Twitter at Comics and Crypto, where we will have new VeVe comic book rankings every Monday. If you enjoy...
Solid video. Definitely think this is a hodl too. Now, I think it's going to be important to make sure that you guys have gems on deck, keep that liquidity. But I think if you grab one of these, I don't think it's going to be a bad play long-term at all. I have 1K gem sitting. Shout out to In the Moment. I think that's a solid plan right there. And, I think if we end up having a Disney, or sorry, not a Disney month. We've already had a Disney month. If we have a Star Wars month, kind of like we had that Golden Moments, Golden Moments week of Disney back in November. I think someone else mentioned that it was VeVe Vision who mentioned possibly a whole Star Wars month starting from May 4th up until the 25th. I could definitely see something like that happening. Now, I don't want to say that's confirmed. We don't know for sure, but for everything that they've been kind of gearing up for, hyping us up for, I could expect something like that. Maybe it won't be Star Wars every single drop, but I think we will sprinkle in a lot of Star Wars drops this month. I'm hoping for it, so hopefully those 1K gems are enough for you in the moment. I think that's definitely a great, way to go for now. Absolutely. Miss Rose in the building. How we doing, Miss Rose? How we doing? Which cover are you liking today? Are you hoping for that 3-digit common gang once again? Are you hoping for an ultra rare, secret rare to flip, to hold, to hodl? What's your strategy today, Miss Rose? What up, JD? What up, BDK? What up, December? How we doing? How we doing, fam? I think this one is going to do pretty well long term. Again, if they release something crazy in the short term, the whole market may just take a little bit of a dip. But long term, I think this comic will do solid. Another great video from VeVe and 3 coming in just a moment. I think for me, even if I do get a secret rare or ultra rare right off the bat, if I'm able to get in there and put it at a decent price, I may try to just flip it. But if I come in the marketplace and it's not that high of a price tag, then I'll probably just hold on to it. It is a good comic book, especially for the long term. But if I can get a secret rare and then maybe flip it for, let's say, over $500, then I probably will do that right away. How we doing, Palace? The Palace in the building. Shout out to Zachary Roy. Doing well, my man. Doing well. Loving the common, ultra rare, and secret rare the most. Feel like the same way. Feel like the secret rare, common, those are two of my favorite artworks today. I will flip it if I get a secret rare. Solid idea. K Walker in the building. We got Punch. How we doing? How we doing? Definitely a solid comic book, especially for the long term. We're going to dive into VeVe and 3's video if you guys haven't checked them out. I want to keep shining a light on them. They're making amazing content. They're at 3.09K subs. They're about to be at 5K real quick.
Welcome back to VeVe and 3 with me, Corey, a.k.a. Old Rhubarb on VeVe, and...
me, Heather, from the VVT, and also Heroes and Heroines.
And we have a strange comic coming to the platform. In fact, it is Strange Tales 111, which is a first appearance for Baron Mordo and a second appearance for Doctor Strange.
And this comic is going to be portaling in on the platform on Monday, May 2nd at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
And this is a timely comic. We have seen Baron Mordo in a lot of different forms. His version in the Marvel comic universe is slightly different than his Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU version. But in case you're completely unfamiliar with the character, we're going to talk about the comic, the history, and this character. Let's get to it.
This comic was released on August 1st of 1963, and the Strange Tales books of this era were basically full of lots of little capers. As you can see by the cover, we have Asbestos Man facing off against the Human Torch.
And what an era for comics. It's like they looked at each other and were like, we've played using water and lack of air. How else can we challenge the Human Torch? Enter Asbestos Man. I bet Asbestos Man's arch nemesis is Mesothelioma Man.
Intermixed, you have Masquerade, which is basically a short story what is that word? Interspersed. Interspersed. Okay, I'm dropping the T. Interspersed. Okay, intermersed throughout the book. Interserved throughout. God damn it! I feel like you made up this word.
You shall not have this throne, usurper.
Story, intercept. No, I know what you're doing. Intermixed, you have The Masquerade, which is basically a short story interspersed throughout the book, and this help breaks up the two main. Okay.
Little
Intermixed,
bloopers.
you have The Masquerade, which is basically a short story interspersed throughout the book, and this breaks up the two main and separate stories. The second being the focus of this video, Doctor Strange and Baron Mordo.
For those of you who are just completely unaware of who Baron Mordo is, Marvel on their main website actually has a really cool character bio that includes a video voiced by Langston Belton. We have the full video linked, but here's a snippet.
The competition between the two drove them to be great. While Strange sought knowledge, Mordo sought power. And when the Ancient One died at the tentacles of the interdimensional monster Shumagorath, it was Doctor Strange, not Mordo, who became the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, duh, obviously, Mordo, you're pretty freaking evil. Realizing he couldn't conquer the world on his own, Mordo turned to other powerful entities from across the multiverse.
And so you can see from just those few seconds of that video, we have another classic duo, two very similar characters that approach their powers from very different perspectives. Their arcs, both in comic and cinematic universes, are very similar, but ultimately, the way they approach their abilities and their moral compasses are where they diverge.
And that brings us to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mordo and Strange have had a very wild history, ranging from mentor, equal, master, and now rival. In the MCU, while Mordo doesn't appear to be power hungry, he is very interested in restoring balance and natural order. His major conflict with Strange and the previous Sorcerer Supreme is how they chose to use and gain their powers. While the two haven't straight up faced off, the MCU version of Mordo cannot be happy with all of the reckless manipulation of the natural order that Strange has been party to, leading up to the Multiverse of Madness movie that's about to land. And it'll be interesting to see if this MCU version of Mordo will become more villainous and adversarial to Strange, or just be an obstacle.
In terms of physical value and circulation, this is a scarce comic. Between 9.0 and 9.8, there's only 31 of them in circulation. And at 9.8, there's only one, and it's sold for over 20 grand. It's wild to think that neither Doctor Strange nor Mordo are even mentioned on the cover, which just goes to show how far these two characters and Marvel itself has evolved and changed over time. But with the VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare covers that we're getting from Ron Lim and Israel Silva, they're kind of righting that wrong. We are seeing Mordo front and center on that cover, where he belongs as our first appearance character. Lim and Silva have collabed before on the platform with What If 105, so it's awesome seeing more of their work. Let's dig into these covers.
First, the classic cover is minting 21,000 editions. What's not to love about this replica of the original? You have Asbestos Man wielding a shield and a net, and the Human Torch shaking in his red tidy whities.
Absolutely
We're
love
seeing a
this
lot
cover.
of Human Torch comics dropping on the platform recently. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Next, the uncommon vintage variant is minting 5,000 editions. The Human Torch gets all the love in this book and in this color selection as well. We do kind of wish we would have got some color on the title to just balance it out a little bit, but overall fans of this era are going to dig on this cover because the red gives a really nice contrast against that muted black and white background.
Our first exclusive cover is the Rare Hero variant, minting 2,350 editions. Baron Mordo is getting the front cover service he deserves on this one. Not everyone is a fan of the rough pencil and ink drafts, but for me, I dig on them. It feels like we're getting to glance over the artist's shoulders to see that original concept before the colors breathes life into it.
The ultra rare vibranium variant is minting 1,050 editions. Israel Silva hits this cover with some awesome highlights and shadows. All of the costume coloring is perfectly homaged, and the intensity of the energy and highlights just adds a lot of dimension to this. Baron Mordo kind of looked like a substitute math teacher in the original comic. So getting to see him like this, it's really awesome.
Last, the True Believer's Secret Rare is minting 600 editions. They couldn't have picked a better panel to pull this as the cover. Not only is this the first panel in the book with Baron Mordo on it, it's also just a classic introductory panel for this era with the paper scrolls sort of narrating who and what they are about. I think any fan of this comic will see this cover and immediately make the interior panel connection.
And that's a wrap for this info dump. Our videos.
And you know these people, you know, shout out to Heather and shout out to Corey. They're definitely big Star Wars fans, so you know they're excited for this month coming up.
For the next 2 or 3 weeks are going to be kind of sporadic. Some are going to be really early, some are going to be pretty late. We're going to do our best to stay on top of the drops before they happen, but ultimately we're about to make a 2,000-mile road trip to our new home. So bear with us, folks. And as always, we will post more whenever we know more. This is Corey.
And Heather.
Signing off.
Good luck on the new house as well. We get to some of these comments. You know, I think everybody's really excited for this May coming up, or I'm sorry, for this month that we're here now. I can't believe that it's already, was it May 2nd today? Yeah, May 2nd. I think this month is going to be groundbreaking for VeVe. Now, I don't want to add to that speculation. We don't really know for sure, but you know, I would have expectations, you know, don't have them through the roof like we're going to get absolutely everything right away. You know, be, you know, prepared to, because I always say, if you have your expectations set through the roof, you're going to be left, you know, kind of disappointed. So just be ready for anything. You know, surprises could happen. Who knows? But I think this month is going to be a lot of fun for everybody. We got Jay East Music. What's good, fam? Good luck on the drop. Good luck. Good luck. Absolutely. I think this one we may have to bust out the rhythm gate for this one once again. I do think this one could sell out immediately just because I think people, you know, are going to hodl this one. But who knows, because some people may not be going for this drop since all the other drops are happening soon. Will we know if we get a Star Wars today or not? May 4th in 2 days. Shout out to Matt Mars. We don't know. I think something like Star Wars, I think people are anticipating a little bit more promotion, but who knows, right? We didn't know that far in advance when last November came rolling around and we got Walt Disney Mickey Mouse, right? I can't remember exactly when we got notified, but I don't believe it was like weeks and weeks ahead. I think that was kind of like a surprise. I know it was a surprise for me because I was under the impression to where maybe, you know, I thought we were going to get a lot of these collectibles like from Disney, Walt, Mickey, but I thought we would wait a little bit until the app could handle the load from the new users and everything. But, you know, that didn't happen. They surprised us. They threw it on us. And, you know, we saw the problems as we went. K. Walker has a great point here. I'd never flip a secret rare comic first owned, in my opinion. Absolutely, K. Walker. I mean, it all depends on everyone's situation. I think if you're able to hold long term, I think having, you know, being the original owner is going to play out to be a huge factor long term. Because once we have the web app open for everybody, that's when you're going to start to be able to see the history, I think, on a lot of these collectibles. And I think that'll, you know, be a huge impact for a lot of people. I don't think people will want to collect or want to pay a premium for something that, you know, 100 people have owned before. I think there still will be a premium for that, but I just think it's going to help even the original owners even more. Like for my 2 original Todds that I still have in my collection, I'm not selling my original Todd McFarlane Batmans. I'm just going to have them in my showroom. And if someone wants to bid on them for a crazy amount, I'll think about it. But I'll always forever hold one originally owned Todd, because I agree with you, K. Walker. I think the same will happen with comics. Anyone who has an original owned Marvel Comics #1, no matter the rarity, I think that'll be a big deal too in the future. Abe Morris, what's up? Longtime fan, first time listener. Let's go. Shout out to Abe Morris. First time listener. I think we need a little. Shout out to It's Wonderful with his album, Non-Fungible. Matt Mars, today post, tomorrow Medium article. Could be the case. I think we will see Medium article later today, possibly. Or I'm sorry, probably an announcement, I would say, from the Okomi team. And then Medium article usually day before. I could definitely see something like that happening. Now, May 4th, a lot of people are expecting maybe they wait till May 25th, right? Because I think Disney has a premiere or something like that going on. So that's why I'm kind of agreeing with. I wish I saw the video that VeVe Vision talked about. A lot of people are talking about, he mentioned that it could be like a Star Wars month. I think he could be right about that. I think he has a good sense of the pulse of what's going on. Definitely could be Doctor Strange too, because Doctor Strange's movie's coming out, I believe, May 6th. I could be wrong, but I think they do tie in a lot of these, drops with the movies these days, especially with Disney. So we could see Doctor Strange and then maybe Star Wars rolled out a little bit later in the month. So who really knows? But I think we're geared up for a very eventful May. I think it's going to be tough for people to come out with the amount of gems to be able to, afford everything. It's going to be really crucial to focus on the things that, you and I absolutely love. Since the movie is coming out this week. Could definitely be later in the month. Absolutely. Shago, good morning. Good morning. Why getting out of Kentucky, Jerry Clow? VeVe never let us down. With the little disappointments, they always make up for it. That's a fact, K. Walker. I feel like VeVe, the Okomi team, the VeVe team, they always have a little something up their sleeve. And that's the thing, a lot of these delays are things that they can't control, but they're not going to throw under the bus, another platform or anything like that. They're just going to take the head on their shoulders and move on with it. I think they've learned from the past. A lot of people were too holding on to time frames that they might have said, but they're always in a tough spot because, they want to be transparent. They want to let the community know any kind of updates are happening. But at the same time, they know now that they can't really put a timeline on it because people are, held up on that exact timeline when things, always change. So I think May is finally here for us. I know last year they were teasing out May a lot and had us all excited, but I think a lot of that, we probably would have got some big drops last May, but the problem was that we grew too quick, right? We had an explosion of new users. Just in March, a couple months before May, we went from 8,000 users to 180,000 users in literally like 3 weeks. So a lot of the things I think we're going to roll out then just got pushed back, maybe a few months. And so I think a lot of things end up getting pushed back. They had to re-engineer the entire app to hold the people. So I think finally they didn't put the year on May. They just said May, right? So I think 2022, this year is finally the year. And kind of like how we had the Disney Golden Moments, that week in November caused a huge gem squeeze. Plus, I think leading up to the 10 days of Christmas or the 12 days of Christmas, wherever the case was back then, I think a lot of people, we saw gem squeeze back then. And then what happened right after all these drops happened? You guys already know in January what happened. I'm not saying we're going to be exactly like that this time around. But I do think after this month, after we get a lot of these big time drops that people have been waiting for, right? Especially after this month, we'll probably get a lot more people into the web app. We're going to have a lot more catalysts. We don't know when the KYC is coming, but that's going to be soon. And then we're going to have the MTL starting to roll out for everybody. So this month is starting to gear up to a lot of these big VeVe catalysts that we've been waiting for. So maybe afterwards, we could see a huge pump coming. Not financial advice, just my opinions only. We'll see what happens. You made multiple comments on Star Wars comic posts last night. This morning, the one around 3 a.m. Eastern is the most interesting to me. Yeah, let's take a look at some of these comments. Shout out to David Yu if you're watching. You know, I think a lot of the hype around this has been caused from the man himself, and I love to see it. I just got a tag from shout out to MSC Squad. He said we need to make this viral. What is it? Oh, let's go, David. You comment on your post. Totally agree with this statement. FA largemouth bass, FA legend. Yeah, FA largemouth bass. That's hilarious. I definitely see, you know, in the future, I think we're just waiting for a lot of these big time drops to happen. Like Star Wars, maybe the P word, right? That everybody's gearing up for. I think once we start seeing a lot of this stuff that's probably been in the works for a while, that's when we'll start to see maybe like all types of new drops. Maybe, you know, we get like the sports rollout, right? With NFL players. Maybe we expand, go to PGA players. We get, you know, for all the fishing fans out there, we got some tour, you know, Bass Pro fishermen collectibles out there. I think it'll start to expand is what I'm trying to say. Because right now, I think VeVe wants to get out and release a lot of these collectibles that everybody's been waiting on. You know, so may the 4th be with us. Green Goblin, how we doing? How we doing, fam? I would love to see some kind of airdrop or some kind of early access for the Star Wars holders. Tamaku, I'm not sure if we'll see that, but maybe in the future. I'm hoping so. Because that's one way they could definitely reward collectors that way. I mean, people who hold on to the first ever Star Wars set maybe has early access or, you know, airdrop of a Star Wars collectible. Who knows? But the Economy VeVe team has said that most of the utility stuff like that will be just the artist type collectibles at first. But then long term, we're definitely going to start to see a lot of utility with the big time brands and the big time companies. I think also these artist collectibles are going to start to push innovation for these big brands. Like they've talked about all the time how Marvel's watching. Disney's watching all of us, right? And they definitely saw how hype we were for the Matt Gondek utility, the other airdrops that happened in the past. So I think they're watching and they definitely understand, you know, what the people want. And I think the people want to be rewarded for collecting, you know, because it is a collecting app. The Comey VeVe team has said they will continuously reward collectors. So we'll see what happens. Robin J.A. in the building. It's awfully quiet in the Star Wars VeVe world so far. All it takes is one announcement, and I think we'll start to see, you know, the news talk about it. News as in like different, you know, articles online, giving that kind of press to VeVe, because anytime Star Wars drops, you know, it's going to stop a portion of the world. Star Wars is big time. Incredible secret rare day. Absolutely, Kent Dub. Let's get it. Good luck today, Kent Dub. Star Wars comic on the 4th and collectible on the 25th. Doctor Strange drops somewhere in the middle. Green Goblin. This is exactly what I'm kind of thinking. Hit the nail on the head with, I mean, you must be an alien too. Shout out to my alien gang out there, because using some kind of telepathy to read my mind, because that's exactly what I'm thinking. David Yu has teased out Star Wars multiple times, and the thing that I'm thinking may come first is the first ever Star Wars comic book. He has shown that in his latest AMA video. So I think that could, you know, kick off Star Wars. And then maybe a Doctor Strange drop, you know, somewhere in between, because we do see a new movie of Doctor Strange coming out. Star Wars is May 4th. To skip it would be crazy. I think if they skipped it, it would probably just because the licensors weren't ready enough or whatever the case may be. But you would have to imagine that these licensors are geared up for Star Wars Day, right? So you think something's coming. I do think we'll see at least a little some, probably kind of what Green Goblin said. I'm thinking a Star Wars comic book, the first one. And I'll definitely try to get that one. I think, anytime you have the first ever of anything will be a big deal. So definitely going to try to get at least, at least something from that comic book. Exciting month. Big boost is coming. I feel it. David Yu is a genius and he know what to do. Facts, Punch. I think the problem is a lot of times people have been here for a while. And so a lot of the people have been here for a while who may be upset, frustrated, or whatever the case is. I think a lot of times they just start to feel like they have a better idea of what to do more so than the team themselves. And so that's why I always kind of laugh when people think they know more or, have better ideas or whatever the case is. Like the team that's running this, they know what they're doing. Of course, they want to hear our feedback of what we want and what we like and what we dislike. But I have full trust and faith in the VeVe and the Comey team. And I think a lot of people do too, or at least the ones who have done their research do too. VeVe tweeted out 30-minute warning. I'm late on it. I got to turn my volume up. I do have an alarm at 10:55. Can't forget about that. I'm celebrating my birthday all month long. Let's go, Punch. What day is your birthday again? May, what is it? What's good, Willow Kid? How we doing? How we doing, brother? No BS. I tried Rhythm Gate on my microwave. It's hilarious. What's so funny is because literally everything I do that has a timer involved, immediately I think of VeVe right away, the VeVe drop. So I'm the same way, Robin J.A. That's hilarious. You just mentioned this. Some people have mentioned too, like the YouTube ads. And, the YouTube ads, every time I see skip ad 3, 2, I think of the VeVe drops. I will say the only thing different about the VeVe or the YouTube ads is that there is no 0. So it just goes 3, 2, 1, skip. I feel like I still can't get it on that. I feel like the YouTube ads are a little bit different to where I click early all the time. So don't really do it on the YouTube ads. It's not the greatest way. The microwave's hilarious because it makes a huge loud noise. So everyone tries to get it at that perfect time. It's just funny, man, because everything that's a countdown now, I think so many people are either traumatized or excited about the VeVe drop so much to where that's what they think about right away. I think we will see something May 4th. I do. I bet you we get a Star Wars comic first. I think we will, Punch. Alex, did you pick up the Contemplating Venice? Yeah, I did. I did, Alex. So I wasn't going to. I was just going to hold off, right? I was just going to not add any gems to grab it. And then I saw a 928 mint number. And it was a little bit above the floor price. And so I start freaking out because I have a 928 crate expectations. And so I was like, wow, really? What a time, right? Right before Star Wars, we take a huge month. But this is the first time, ever in my collection to where I can get matching mint numbers on the artwork that I love the most. So I was like, wow, this is going to be such a tough decision. I know financially, it probably wasn't the best ROI because I don't even plan to sell it. I wasn't picking up these pieces to sell. But I think in the future, if I got a crazy offer for these two together as a bundle, as a package, as a set together, because they are matching mints, maybe I would let it go and then I would just buy the two back at a floor price type thing. But I wanted these for my showroom big time. You guys know me. I'm trying to make like the best digital art museum, just museum period. So I want to have, the biggest brands in the world, first appearances in there. I want to have some of the nicest fine art in there, all kinds of artwork in there. So me picking up both of them was kind of that long-term play for my showroom for when we can start. Because my whole goal in this is, they have said it before too. VeVe has said, and I think this is a clutch, and crucial way to where it incentivizes big-time collectors to not have to sell their collection. They don't want to have people have to sell their collection, right? So I think And I know Reese has said this too with an interview with Taps. I posted this a while ago on my VeVe NFT collection Instagram page, to where my whole goal in this was to make a passive income, making a entrance, admission fee. I don't want it to be crazy to where people can't enter it. I want as many people to come in as possible. So maybe it's like 2 gems, right? Or 5 gems, or whatever the case is, right? Depending on how big it gets. But that's my way of creating some kind of passive income through my collection, through my showroom. So I do want to just try to build, the biggest showroom that I possibly can, that I absolutely love, so people can come in. And, that's why I'm also trying to grind so hard on building a following on VeVe through brand deals, sponsorship deals in the future, because I don't want to have to get to the point where I have to sell my collection to make some kind of income. I want to be able to earn income through my collectibles, through my museum. So that was a long-term play, Alex. I did complete it, and I got matching mint numbers. Woo! I don't know if you guys know how expensive Patrick Hughes' art is, but just look up some of the prices of Patrick Hughes' art and what it goes for. Unbelievable prices. So for me, I was drawn to the art right away, loved it, and I had to complete it. Might have hurt me in the future to where I may not be able to add in some gems when I absolutely need to, but I'll find a way somehow, letting go of something. But absolutely, Alex, I had to complete that. That's some of my favorite artwork right there. In your opinion, what collectibles are worth grabbing in the market right now for long term? These prices are crazy. Shout out to LJ. So I agree. A lot of these collectibles, comic books in the market are really low right now. And so, LJ, it really depends. If you're an absolute huge Star Wars fan, I think that's why a lot of prices are low, because people are expecting some kind of Star Wars drop that they want to be able to get. And I think people could be tapped out. They don't want to add in more gems. So that's why people are kind of forced to sell stuff at a lower price. Now, in my opinion, I think it really just depends if you want to have that liquidity available, or if you want to kind of grab some things that are low and hold until we boom again. That's always a great strategy too, because whatever Star Wars comes out, it's going to be expensive. It's probably, I don't know if it's going to be more expensive than what it should be. It all depends on edition counts and everything like that. But there's going to be a lot of hype around the new Star Wars drop. So one of the strategies a lot of people have, and it usually works out, we've seen it happen with the Disney Golden Moments. A lot of people, instead of grabbing those Disney Golden Moments, they loaded up in the marketplace of a lot of collectibles that were on a discount and waited until after the hype of the Disney Golden Moments went away. And then they went back. Now, it would have looked like a bad decision if you waited until January, February, because we saw things at an all-time high. But if you waited some months and waited till now would have been a huge, huge great time to kind of pounce in. But it's all about timing when you do that. So timing the market's always hard. I never suggest trying to time it. People always say, there's a saying, time in the market beats timing the market. But, it all depends, LJ. For me, the collectibles I would say that are pretty solid long-term are from the biggest brands in the world. The first appearances of legendary characters that everybody knows. So I don't want to give you exact collectibles. People are always going to say you're pumping them, etc. But try to think things that have helped me pick up things in the market when they're at a low, and it helps long-term. I focused on, because it can look overwhelming, right? There's so many things in the market. So I focused on, if you're looking at collectibles, I focused on first appearances of big-time characters that I felt like the entire world would know and love, and the biggest brands in the world that people already know and love. Those usually have a pretty safe, in my opinion, safe floor, I would say. Things are always going to dip in the micro. You can never, time it perfectly. I would say if you're going to buy now, maybe wait until there is an announcement, because things may dip even more. Who knows? But, and then the comic books, I would focus on the holy grails. I would focus on like the top 10, because those are always going to have demand, in my opinion. We haven't even really had the comic book collectors come and join this whole digital world. And I think the really, really scarce, limited comics that, aren't the most popular, I think they could do well in the short term, just because they're probably going to have a high floor, less people have them. But I think long term, the really popular comic books, the ones that have huge demand, even if there's more editions of them, I think the huge demand and popularity could cause scarcity over time long term. So when you think of like the Holy Grail comics on the app, like the Marvel Comics #1, the Fantastic Four #1, even Fantastic Four #5, the Amazing Spider-Man #1, those top Holy Grail comics I think are pretty safe too. Yeah, Willow, I could see people complaining too. Absolutely. I mean, people are going to complain anyway. I've always said, and I think we're still in this time right now. And to go in this LG too, I would say a lot of season 1 stuff, if you can find that is a big brand, maybe it's part of history, like the first ever this or the first ever that. I think when you have a piece of history like that, they're going to play out long term. And Willow, I think you are right to where if we did only get a comic book, even if it's Star Wars #1, right, the very first ever Star Wars comic or whatever, right, I think people still would be a little upset just because you can't please everybody. We have so many fans to where I've always said about drops, like VeVe's in this tough battle because they could drop Darth Vader tomorrow, right, a collectible on May 4th, I should say. And there's still going to be people pissed off because people are going to say, why would you drop something that big, a Darth Vader, when the drop system's still messed up? We don't even have the new drop system, right? So people are still going to complain no matter what. And then they could drop a non-important comic book that has nothing to do with, Darth Vader or Star Wars until we get the new drop system that's fair for everybody. And then people will say, why are you dropping garbage? Drop the Darth Vader, right? So it's like, I kind of feel the same boat with this one, Willow. Like, even if they drop Star Wars first ever comic, no matter what, there's still going to be a handful of people out there that say, we wanted Darth Vader May 4th. This is ridiculous and all this. But then VeVe will probably drop it, a few weeks later. So a lot of people are thinking the Star Wars comic's going to drop first. Even Punch says it. Star Wars comic, I feel this will drop first. I can't believe no one here collects MetaZoo, though. That is crazy. MetaZoo, Punch, you've been talking about that a while. Maybe I have to do a deeper dive into MetaZoo and take a look at that. I think I understand the concept, and like I looked at it a little bit, but I didn't do a deep dive. Good morning, VeVe fam. Star Wars week. Shout out to TY. Definitely a big week. 1-to-1 D-Lo is a steal. I agree with that, Willow. Season 1, first ever interactive collectible. We do know that the Ghostbusters Ghost Trap and the Slimer was the first ever collectible that interacts with another collectible. I think that's part of history too. I think the D-Lo is definitely, a steal because I think all the vehicles will be rentable in the future. And I think I love the D-Lo too because it's the first ever vehicle in the app, first ever car. I've always wanted to get a second one because one, that'd be like my renting vehicle. And two, as we see more and more cars in the future, we're going to see amazing ones from Fast and the Furious, more GM cars, futuristic cars, classic GM cars. They're all going to be amazing, right? And I think they're all probably be for a premium. It could cause a dip even more of these, but long term, having the first ever vehicle in the app will become legendary, right? People will be like, how'd you get the first ever car? It's DeLorean. You were here season 1, right? Or you were here season 2, 3, and took advantage of the dips. So I definitely agree with that one. Matt Mars says we will know today. I think there will probably be an announcement after this drop. That's another reason why I think we could, get away with maybe flipping a secret rare or something like that in the short term. I do believe in this book long term, especially when Comics and Crypto gives it a hodl. But, short term, with a lot of these drops coming out, it could impact it pretty significantly. So we'll see. Yeah, let's go, TY. If we did, I think we got a lot of the aliens wide awake today. I think a lot of people have a good pulse of probably what they think is happening. You never know. VeVe could surprise us, right? Shock us. And we get Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader in the same drop. That would be crazy, right? But I think even, Boba Fett, that's a huge, highly collectible sought after item. And I think there's an old Al Khan interview. I played it before. I think Cavell just posted it recently too. In that interview, I think it was from 2018, they've talked about how there's going to be a one-of-one, Boba Fett NFT and Star Wars NFT, and that's going to go crazy. So if we see that right now, that would blow people's minds, right? But maybe they hold off on that until the new drop system comes out. I definitely think we'll see at least a Star Wars comic and probably some more Star Wars collectibles drop after that. That's my favorite too, Punch. I want a Darth Vader. Like, of all the Star Wars collectibles out there, I know some may go for more, some may be a little bit more higher value, etc. But for me, not being, growing up the biggest Star Wars fan, but wanting to get a piece of that, for me, Darth Vader would be it. Like, I want a Darth Vader, I want a Luke Skywalker. Those are two of my Star Wars NFTs that I definitely want. The other ones, definitely be a premium. They'll definitely be high value. But just for me, with the people are gonna go crazy too on the lightsabers, I think. Once people see the lightsabers, I think, in augmented reality on the VeVe app, digitally glowing, probably making some kind of crazy sounds with it, I think they're gonna look amazing. I saw too, there's lightsaber collections out there to where you can only imagine the possibilities VeVe has. I'm pretty sure that we probably will see, lightsabers come out as individual collectibles, and then people try to collect all the different kind of lightsabers out there. And eventually, once we start getting the customization, starting to customize your own lightsaber, like, my mind's racing right now with all kinds of ideas. Ronnie Light, good morning, VeVe heads. Some pod racers, okay. Hope we get Vader. I think that, the Star Wars vehicles are gigantic, and I think a lot of people would be really, really into all the different kind of Star Wars vehicles out there. Yeah, lightsabers, pod racers, alien gang. That's why we need the merch, right? Merch will be happening soon. If they release Star Wars 1 comic, they have to release 2 to 6. Good to know, Jerry. I think they will. I think they will release all the Star Wars comics. Maybe not right away, but maybe this month. I think eventually we will see all the Star Wars comics, but yeah, the Stormtroopers, you got to get a couple of those Stormtroopers, right? I think it's going to be awesome. 30 minutes. All right, so I'm really behind on these chats. We got 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Just going through them all real quick. My question, I want to hear from you guys because I've always been debating this. I think we will see. I'm kind of changing my initial thought. So I'm torn. I don't know what we're going to see. I know what I would rather have, and I want to hear from you guys. If Darth Vader was to drop, say on May 4th, we don't know the date. Say it's like the 25th or whatever, right? Whenever it drops, would you guys rather see Darth Vader come out as a, one of 8,000, and it's all animated and everything? Just 8,000, kind of like that Superman vibe where it's just one collectible, one set, Darth Vader, this is it. Or would you rather see, 4 or 5 different Darth Vaders, one that's not animated, one that is animated? It probably won't be 4 or 5 of them. It'd probably just be maybe like, I could see one just being static, right? One being an animation, and then the secret rare being an animation with the sound. I see 3 Darth Vaders possibly. Let me know what you guys think. What would you guys rather have? Would you rather have the 3 possibilities? And then that secret rare last one is probably only a few thousand editions. That way everyone can at least have a first appearance Darth Vader as like a common or something like that that's not animated. Or would you rather just see 8,000 Darth Vaders completely animated, one full set, and then that's it? I don't know. I really don't know. Because I think if that's the case, it'll come out expensive. I don't know what would happen. Because what's crazy is, think about it like this, right? Times are different, obviously. More people are aware about this now, to where I don't think it would come out this cheap. But Superman, right? Superman came out 8,888 editions, one full set. This is the FA Superman, $50, $50 retail. Came out and it was like $75, $100, $150 after a while. $150 Superman, right? Now it's at like 2.8K or whatever the case is, or 1.8 even. Maybe it's dipped that far down. I'm not even sure. But if Darth Vader comes out and it's like that, I'm going to try to at least pounce and grab 2, depending on the price point. JD, you should do a Skillshare course on how to nail time drops. I should. I've done a couple of videos on it. I think it's definitely helped out a lot of people because I feel like most of the time it's just understanding the concept. So many people are like, Johnny, you have the quickest thumbs in the world. I'm like, I don't think God just gave me the quickest thumbs in the world. But I think it's just understanding, like pressing before you even see the buy now. If you have the slowest thumb, slowest reaction time, you just got to press a little bit quicker or a little bit even before I would do it. But I think that's the biggest thing, BDK, is like once people understood and are understanding still that you're just pressing buy now before you even see the buy now button. That's like something that most people don't understand. They're like, what do you mean you're pressing buy now before you see buy now? It's like, that's the trick. You're almost predicting when the buy now is going to happen based on just the 1 second after. You're staying in rhythm. So it's kind of luck and it's kind of a little bit of skill too. I would say a lot of luck involved. That's why I look at it like poker. You know, I was a big Texas Hold'em fan growing up. Shout out to people like Chris Moneymaker. If you guys haven't known, Chris Moneymaker's in the VeVe Okomi fam. He's an Omi homie. Shout out to my guy, Chris Moneymaker. People like him, when I saw growing up on TV, you know, it made poker fun for everybody. And so I love Texas Hold'em. I know Texas Hold'em, for me, the way I look at Texas Hold'em is, you know, you need skill, but there's also a lot of luck involved too. So I look at that like the VeVe drops. I live risky. My VeVe training is bomb diffusing at the final second. What? I don't even know what that means, Austin. Is bomb diffusing at the final second? Oh, okay. Good question, Mahad. Again, guys, we got 7 minutes and 50 seconds to the drop. When we have about, you know, a few minutes left, I'll go over my strategy in case anyone wants to, you know, another reminder. Maybe we got some new users who have never heard of Rhythm Gate and I want to try it out. Mahad, my top 5 VeVe collectibles on the app and why? Great question, Mahad. All right, I'm gonna go with Todd. First ever VeVe NFT, first ever Batman NFT, first ever DC NFT. I know there's a lot of debate out there, but it is what it is. It's just a fact, you know. The first time the company DC ever got into this whole digital world, it was on VeVe. So it's like the 3-headed monster for me. Love Todd. Absolutely love Secret Spider-Man. That's Marvel's first ever NFT. The first time Marvel got into the NFT space, digital collecting world, was the Spider-Man. That's another one up there. I would say Walt and Mickey. It's the FA of Walt Disney, FA of Mickey Mouse. You know, the one that started it all for Disney. I think that's another holy grail up there. Definitely, I would say those 3. I would have to include, you know, Superman up there as going on collectibles, because when you have Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, those are like the 3 superheroes that everybody in the world knows. I would include Superman up there. Again, these aren't in any kind of order. I'm just giving you guys what my 5 top collectibles are, in my opinion, on the VeVe app. I would include Superman up there. I would include Steamboat Willie, but since I'm including the FA Mickey Mouse with the FA partners, I'm just going to go with the Walt. That one may be in there. I do like Steamboat Willie too a lot. There was a point where I thought about getting rid of my duplicate Superman for an extra one of those, and I didn't pull the trigger. I just held on to it because it didn't sell. So, right, I do have 2 Superman right now. I can't let go of that one just yet. So those are 3. I would say another one that's up there. Let's see. I would include probably Rizzo. Rizzo's up there in that first ever set of VeVe. 1700 first edition Batman. We're not going to ever see FEs on any kind of, you know, character collectible again. Man, you guys might have seen I had my Dragon Girl Ultra Rare up for sale last night. Only 1.3K. I delisted it today. To me, that is a grail. And that's why it's been so hard for me, because I have 2 of them, and I thought maybe letting go 1, but just because I need some liquidity right now in case Star Wars does drop or anything like that. But to me, that's a grail. We got 5 minutes left, because that's the first ever artwork on VeVe. The first ever fine art, first ever artwork. Tokidoki license. Tokidoki was the first ever VeVe license. So I think long term that's going to do really, really well. I did just delist it. I'm glad it didn't sell. Oh, man. There's a lot of good ones. Let's see. I love Pride. First ever Givenchy NFT. That's got to be up there. I would probably include Steamboat Willie in up there. That's probably one of the few collectibles that's not a FEFA. That's almost one of the exceptions, I would say. Secret Rare Aston Martin. I forgot about that one. I'm not sure if you're talking about like everything, because I mean, I think you got to go with those 007 tickets. There's only 7 of them. The first ever movie ticket. The 7 Aston Martin Secret Rares out there. I think I've named more than 5. But those are definitely like my top collectibles, I would say, on the app. I don't have the Secret Rare Aston Martin or the movie tickets, so I always forget about them. But I hope that answers the question. I could probably think about it a little bit more, but my mind's racing with trying to get through these comments. And we got the drop coming up. So maybe I'm going to come back to this comment and go over this a little bit more, Muhammad. I just saved it. So after the drop, I'll think about it a little bit more. We got Kelvin in the building. Good morning, my man. Reverspectives will be worth 10K in 2 years. I agree with this, Jerry Clow. I agree. I think it will be thousands of dollars. I could say that with a lot of these collectibles in the market right now. Collectibles, comics, I think they're going to be huge. Johnny, is it 50 cent Omi or $1 possible in 3 years? 3 years? This is going to sound like a Moon Boy statement. Now, we don't know what can happen, right? I'm going to preface this by saying we don't know what can happen, right? If it goes on this trajectory, it doesn't look like it could happen, right? 50 cent in 3 years. Shout out 50 Cent. But a lot of things are going to happen that we have never even seen before. There's going to be land sales. There's going to be people buying accessories every single day to change their outfits on collectibles, to change their paint jobs on certain cars, to change their rims on certain cars, to change different capes and all different things. So the amount of Omi that's going to be burned is unbelievable. The amount of Omi that's going to be used on different platforms, I think, is going to be unbelievable too. So in 3 years, what's that put us at, like 2025? Yeah, I think 50 Cent will happen in a few years. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that going to happen, but I do. I definitely see that happening. I mean, think of where this whole industry is going, right? This whole digital collecting, this whole NFT crypto space. If you believe that the digital world is going to continue to move further and further into it, if we're going to continue to move further into the digital world, if you believe that we're going to move further into the digital world, I think VeVe and Akomi and Omi is, going to be the leader of this whole digital collecting space. So I think it will happen, and it's inevitable, in my opinion. It just may take some time to get there. So we don't know if it's going to happen in 2 years, 3 years, or however many years, but I think it's only a matter of time. Yeah, oh, man. I'm really far behind on these chats. So we only got a minute, 10 seconds left. Appreciate this big time, Green Goblin. Matching mints, I went crazy over it. We only got a minute left. So if you guys aren't tuned in, tune in right now. We got the drop. Again, 1 second after 0 is when the buy now pops up. So I'm starting my click right before I see the buy now popping up. Shout out to all my coffee gators out there. I wish I could have got some more comments. I'm going to record this one. I'm going to be interested to see if this sells out right away. I think it will. I'm going to back out. Let's see it at 34 seconds. All right, here we go. Again, the reason why I back out is just to come back in and make sure my countdown, my timer's moving in order, in sync. It's not like lagged on a certain second or anything like that. So I start counting down with like 5 to 10 seconds. 1 second after 0 is when the buy now pops up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. A little late, but I got it. Maybe it didn't sell out right away. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. Secret rare, ultra rare. Shout out to everyone else who grabbed one. I'm going to try to get down and see how we did. I think a lot of people are probably going to get this one. I wasn't the quickest on this. I was a split second late. So let's see what happens here. All right, 16,000. That looks like a secret rare number if you ask me. All editions sold out. So it did sell out. Did everybody get it right away or what? Yeah, I agree. I think this is a sleeping grail collection with the Patrick Hughes. Isn't Omi and VeVe decoupling? Well, they're their own separate thing, I'm pretty sure. JD, why are you selling your Todd, bro? We got Zero Cool in the building. Shout out to Zero Cool. So my theory on this one, Zero Cool, I think it's probably freaked out a lot of people. Johnny's selling his Todd. What's going on? World's ending. So I'm not really selling my Todd. I mean, I have it listed for sale, Zero Cool. Why is the market up? Oh, okay, I never closed out. So I have 3 1,000 mints left, Zero Cool. And so I just want to list my 1,600 mint. It's like at 4.7 or 4.8 right now. And I keep an eye on it usually. I didn't keep an eye on it last night. Could have sold and the floor could have ran up and completely ruined my plan. But once it sells, I'm just going to buy back a floor, Todd. Kind of pocket like a grand difference there. Just get some extra liquid. So Zero Cool, if you want to cop a Johnny Dunn owned Todd, I mean, it's there for you. But I usually watch it when I do this just because I know the floors on Todd could get swept up like that and it will kind of ruin my game plan there. So anytime I usually have big time collectibles listed, if I go to sleep, I'll delist it or anything like that. But I didn't delist it last night. I just left it there. Same with my Dragon Girl. I left my Dragon Girl there. And I'm glad it didn't sell. I would have just sold that one. I would have bought a secret rare duplicate Dragon Girl to kind of have 3 all gold ones and just that 1 gold and silver. But I delisted it. It's season 1. It's the only artwork ever in season 1. It's the first artwork. I had to delist the Dragon Girl. I may end up selling it again, but I don't want to, I want to hold that one. Yeah, any golden moment under 100, easy buy, must grab. Let me get to some comments. Oh, we got Taps in the building. Shout out to my guy Taps. How we doing, brother? How we doing, my man? You go for the drop today? Sorry I didn't get to your comment before. If you did go for the drop today, let me know how it went, my man. What up, brother? A little late getting to these comments, my bad. Over 20K for a 9.8 grade that sold back in 2016. Yeah, I agree. I mean, even Comics and Crypto gave this one a good hodl. And if another one sold today, it'd be much higher. This is a solid comic. I agree, Tess. I think in the short term, even this one could still get hurt if we do have a big drop happening. But I think long term, this is a solid one for sure. I'm going to probably skip a lot of comments. Sorry, guys, if I skip you. I just want to get down to the drop. 5 seconds. Got 2. Ms. Rose got 2. Let's go. Austin got a dub. Got 4. Okay, so this one didn't sell out instantly. Let me know. You got 4. Willow got a good mint number there. 5737. That's a low mint secret rare right there. Kelvin got 1. Super Simono got 3. Your method is working, bro. I wasn't getting them for the past few months. Wow, let's go. Sands Group Collectibles. Means a lot, man. I appreciate that big time. Sands Group Collectibles has a VeVe YouTube channel, right? I believe Sands Group Collectibles. Were you the one that DM'd me on Instagram the other day? I got to get back to it. I never got back to you. No, we'll definitely have to collab on a video and get together. Is Taps in the building still? I'm going to see how he did on the drop. Season 3 OG got 4 of them. Oh my gosh. A lot of people got a bunch. Did you guys just go with Quick Gate? Kind of just exit out as soon as they took your money, come back in? Or did you guys use multiple phones today? And the one thing about this Sands Group is with the timing mechanism or timing method, you know, I feel like you have a lot more control, but with that more control, you have a lot more room for error. So there's plenty of times where I've clicked too soon. There's times where I click too late. There's times where I've missed the buy now button, right? But I feel like if you can get it down and there's times where you do time it perfect, you know, you're going to get in there and click buy now before I would say 90% of the people even see buy now. Now, the other method, the spamming technique, is great too. I feel like if you guys don't trust your timing, hand-eye coordination, whatever the case is, spamming technique might be the one for you. I feel like with this, keep burping, jeez, excuse me. I feel like with this method, you have a little bit less control, but a lot less room for error at the same time too. Meaning, the buy now could happen when your thumb's up, but you're pressing so quick, you know, your chances of not getting it, I feel like you probably have a little bit chance higher maybe to get it that way. But if you're, you know, if you know what you're doing, you understand it, you've had experience doing the timing route, I feel like you can get more that way. Maybe a little bit harder to understand at first, but I would say if you guys don't practice that, maybe practice it on the drops that you don't even really want. That way, instead of just skipping it completely, you at least get some practice in the timing technique to get ready in case there is a big drop, and then you really, really want to get it. Because for me, I look at it almost like a weapon I got, you know, it's like some of these big time collectibles that most of the people, majority of the people just feel like it's out of reach for them because they're going to have to buy it in the marketplace. I don't think like that. You know, I've never thought like that. I've always thought like, okay, huge collectible. This is my chance to shine. This is my chance to really lock one in. The secret rare Black Panther, I probably would have never gotten a secret rare if I didn't buy the Black Panther on the drop. The secret rare Spider-Man, the secret rare Captain America. Like, so many of my big time collectibles have been because of 3, 2, 1, 0 click. So I look at it like another little, you know, weapon I got. Because when Darth Vader comes out, you know I'm gearing up on tapgate.io to really get some extra reps in. I may have clicked too soon on one of them. That's the downside of that. Comics a big hodl. Ken Penguin got 3. Solid job, MJ. First Orlando meeting. Yeah, shout out to Getsy and shout out to Kelvin. You know, that's awesome that they met up in Disney World, showing off their VeVe NFTs. Other people probably look at him and like, what are these people doing on their phones? Let alone do they know that they're holding Walt. Let's go. Would you rather buy a 3-digit? Shout out to Knight Rider. Knight Rider's always asking me hard questions. Shout out to Knight Rider. Would you rather buy a 3-digit Elsa Golden Moment or a Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare? I think Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare is probably the play in this case. Unless you're a real collector and you really want to just hold that Elsa Golden Moment 3-digit. I think a floor Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare would definitely be a lot more liquidable. And for me, I would rather have probably a Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare and probably just a floor Elsa. But again, maybe I'm biased because that's exactly what I do have. I don't have a crazy mint Elsa. Again, I think those low mints, though, on those golden moments will, like, there is a demand for them. You know, people will pay a premium, especially for the golden moments, low mints. But it just may take a while. You know, it may be sitting there for weeks, as opposed to if you floor a Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare, I think that'll go up a lot quicker. Hope that kind of helps, Knight Rider. Like, if I only had limited gems and I was between the two, I'd rather get a floor Elsa and a floor Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare if that's all I could afford. I think the rarity JD gets is proportional to the sniffle intensity. Well, mine's coming up really bad right now, actually, Kelvin. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but like my congestion, my sniffles are getting pretty bad right now again. And today I turned my fan off, so I wonder if that actually does have an impact. But it's getting pretty bad right now. I hope that's the case because I'll be getting a secret rare right now, ultra rare. I have a comics and collectibles channel. Oh yeah, we could definitely talk about that. I mean, there's a big debate right now in the community too. Like, what's a better long-term strategy play? Is it the comics that are going to do better? Is it the collectibles that are going to do better? There's a big debate. So we could definitely talk about it. We can kind of go over how I see things going, maybe how you see things going. Quick gate. Energy. Appreciate you for making it in today. We got VeVe Arcade in the building. Let's go. It's a new YouTuber I found. Shout out to VeVe Arcade. I'm not sure when he's been making content. I think I'm not sure when he started, but I was checking out his channel the other day. Had a great retrospective YouTube video. So if you guys aren't following VeVe Arcade, make sure you guys check out VeVe Arcade on YouTube. Always posting content. Good content too. So you guys want another YouTuber to check out about VeVe and Akomi and Omi, check out VeVe Arcade. Snag 212 phones. Walt Gang. Who booked their Jurassic World tickets? Your boy did, Getsy. Let's go. I'm getting a few tickets, actually. I don't know how many exactly I'm getting. Still to this day. I think I'm getting a total of 4. 4 total tickets. Because I'll tell you guys exactly the story of what all happened. So I bought 2 tickets, refunded them, became a member, bought 2 tickets in the same spot, but never got a confirmation email. So I was like, what? I was waiting for the confirmation email to show that you got that NFT on the ticket. So I was like, I never got the confirmation email. This is bugging me out. So I used a different email, my other email, and I signed up to be a member, and I got 2 tickets, and then I got the confirmation email. So I may be getting 2 tickets, or I may be getting 4 tickets. Ordered a total of 6 tickets. Turning fans off and removing that airflow makes my congestion way worse. That's exactly what I think is happening in Austin. I think that's exactly the case. Turned it off because I was a little cold this morning. And now I'm kind of hot and everything because the stream's going on. But I should have just left it on. I should probably turn it back on, but no worries, no worries. I think that's the case. When the air just stays in like one spot, it really messes me up. It's above floor so far? What do you mean, BDK? Is the market open? You booked 10 tickets so far? Market's open? Is the market really open, or you guys just messing with me? Is that why you guys are saying it's above retail? Wow, it is. What? 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 All right, guys, be careful buying these right now because Riley Pie, shout out to Riley Pie. Smart move. Riley Pie got the secret rare. So right now we only have a few listed secret rares. The market's already open. So again, when this happens and there's only a few listed, usually the price starts out high. As more and more people get their collectible distributed to them, as more and more people put it for sale, that's usually what brings the prices down. Typically, I would say usually. Unless the people who listed it for extremely cheap prices. So let's go over. The commons at $6. Strange that you would put it under retail this early. The uncommons at $8. The rares at $23. The ultra rare is at $49, but then $80 now. Secret rare is at $480. I feel like buying these commons under retail is probably a good move, but as more and more people get their comic distributed to them, it could just keep going lower. I'm not sure. Strange. Yeah, mine's not delivered either. I already talked to them at the theater and told them I wasn't staying and just wanted them scanned. They gave me the green light, and VeVe told me I could do that. Wow, okay. Awesome. Season 3 OG just got some alpha right here. It's got some inside news. So I think that's why a lot of people have been buying out the entire I was going to say stadium, but the entire seats, like the entire movie theater. So that way you can go in and just keep scanning these tickets, get the NFTs. Now, I'm not positive what the NFT is. Did you find any information out? Originally, I thought it was going to be like a poster. And we all know that the 2D posters usually don't do too well on VeVe. So it's interesting to see if the Jurassic Park, the ticket NFT comes out and it is a poster. If it's a super limited poster, I think it'll still do well. But if there's like 10,000, 20,000 editions, which I don't think it'll be that many, but if there was, I don't think it would do well. But in the ticket, it did say something about how the NFT will hatch. That kind of got people thinking it was going to be like a dinosaur NFT. If that was the case, I think it would do really well. But we'll see what happens. There's 3 NFTs, JD. What do you mean by this, BDK? Do you mean that the Jurassic Park NFT is coming out with 3 different ones? That would be a surprising, awesome, interesting twist. I think if that's the case, and they kind of surprise the ticket holders with different NFTs, that would do really, really well. But if they just came out and they just gave a static 2D poster to everybody, I don't think the posters would do amazing, unless it was, pretty limited and there was only maybe 1,000 or something of them. But I think it just depends on how I'm trying to control the floor. Shout out to Season 3 OG. I think it may be tough just because of the new style where you reserve and order. Let's see. Because I think this is a pretty good comic book, so I'm surprised to see it go even lower. Like, yeah, now it's at $5.45, $6. But I think people probably just gearing up, waiting for a Star Wars drop or something like that. Mine's still not in. There's 3 of them. So BDK. Wow. Okay. So there's 3 different NFTs. It's confirmed on the AMC page. I'll have to bring this up and look at it. If that's the case, I think you're going to do pretty well then. That's a steal, Kent Dub. Shout out to you for being able to secure that, because I know how fast they're probably selling. Yeah, like a 1,000 mint over $6 right now. Lowest 3-digit mint I'm seeing right now. Let me sort it. Yeah, Kate, you got a 3-digit at the floor at like $7. That's a steal. I believe you will have to scan the ticket. Are you sure you cannot go to watch the movie? Are you sure you can not go to watch the movie? Because I live in Canada. Gary, I think the case is you have to go to the movie theater and actually scan whatever the code is that they gave you. And then maybe you get an email with a promo code and then you type in the VeVe. I think that's how it's going to work. Yeah. And it was confusing. I think it didn't go over as smoothly as it could have. So in the future, I think AMC or whoever the theater or whoever, we're doing the promotion with, I think they should be a little bit more clear on all the details, meaning it kind of threw everybody off because it just said, buy 2 tickets to the double feature and get the NFT. But then we realized you had to become a member first to do it. So I think just little key wordings in there from AMC would have gone a lot smoother for a lot of people. And they probably would have got a lot even more signups. The code gets sent after the screening. Good to know, BDK. As long as you're eligible. So I think you have to go there to the movie theaters like you would stand in line or whatever, but just scan the ticket. And then I think you can leave. And then after the screening is when you get the promo code, or maybe after screening is when they scan the code. I'm not positive on that. I think you would have to talk to the people who really had it like conversation with the people there. 680 is a steal, Kent W. Holy cow. I think Gary Lamoto, you have to become a member to AMC, which is free. I mean, you can become a free insider member. You just have to sign up, give them the info. And then you sign up to the double feature. Make sure it's a double feature one. I think it's at 5 p.m. There's only one time slot, I believe. And then once you buy the tickets, you'll have to go to the theater and scan it to get the promo code, I believe. And I bought a ticket thinking I could just get a code. I didn't have to sign up as a member. So I'm even kind of a little bit confused to this day. I was told that you did have to become a member, but then I was to get the little email NFT on the thing. But then there's people who signed up to get the tickets and they weren't members that said they're still eligible. So I'm not positive. You don't have to be a member. You just have to buy double feature tickets and scan it. Okay, good to know, Alex. So I guess now you don't have to become a member. So maybe I might end up getting 6 tickets, 4 tickets. I don't know. But that's good news. So I think you do have to scan it. That's going to be the biggest part is, so anybody who did buy the tickets, I think you have to go to the theater. Now, I don't think you have to watch it the whole time, but I think you have to go to the theater and get it scanned. If you do that, then you should be okay. I am going to the theater to watch both of them. One just because I love Jurassic Park. I was going to go anyway. I was probably just going to take one of my buddies or who knows what, maybe invite someone to go with, who knows. But I ended up deciding, or I told my grandmom about it, and my grandmom said she wanted to go. So I'm going with my grandmom. Shout out to grandma. So that's going to be a good time. I think that's something that, I mean, Jurassic Park, you get to see the very first one, and then you get to see the new one. So it'll be interesting. Invited my fam. That's the way to go in the moment. I have to fly from Sydney to scan my ticket. Robin J. Hey, the NFT may not be worth as much as the plane ticket and everything like that. So I think that's the only downside. It is only in the US, I believe. But don't feel like that's it. I'm sure in the future there could be more that's a little bit more worldwide. And there could be another one that's happening with Doctor Strange movie. Now, I'm not positive on this, but try to find and do some digging to see if you get rewarded with any kind of NFTs or comic books or anything like that with the Doctor Strange movie tickets. What up, NFTs? How we doing? If they have your email address after buying the tickets, then you're signed up. Yeah, that's a good idea, Super Rush. Super Rush was the one living 200 miles away. That's a good idea. Maybe screenshot the QR code and then send that to your sister and have them. I wonder if that'll work. I did screenshot my little QR codes to see if they could just scan that. I'm not sure if they're going to need the original QR code to scan it. I'm not sure in the details, technical side on that, but I think if you have a screenshot of the QR, it'll work. That's not a bad idea. Let me go over some of these prices right now because I feel like it was odd that the market just opened up so soon. And we got Mahad's comment. Didn't forget about you, Mahad. Star Wars announcement coming any minute. That could be the case. They need to scan the QR code of your actual ticket. It's going to be interesting to see what works and what happens with that. Top 5 VeVe collectibles, not including comics. Definitely got to say Todd's in there. You know, the Walt's in there. The Secret or Spider-Man's in there. That's 3 already. And then it comes down to I would say for fourth and fifth spot, I mean, Todd, Walt, Spider-Man, those are big three. I would say Superman's in there too for four. I say for the fifth spot, it gets hard. It's going to come down between that ultra rare Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse NFT Collection Series 1, Rizzo, Dragon Girl Secret Rare. I think Aston Martin. I keep forgetting about the ones I don't have. The Aston Martin Secret Rares up there. The 7 tickets. I feel like they're almost in a class by itself. Just because they're so out of reach for majority of people. I think they're going to be iconic for sure. Like the 7 movie tickets, the 7 Aston Martin Secret Rares. I would leave that 5th one open for a lot of different ones that it could be. Because even the Secret Rare Aston Martin with 1,000 editions, I think that could be up there. I think some people would probably include maybe some Star Wars NFTs, like the R2-D2 or the C-3PO, the Golden Moment. I'm going to leave that 5th spot kind of open because it could be a lot of different ones. But my big 4, Todd, Walt, Secret Rare Spidey, those are big 3 right there. I wouldn't include Superman in there because you have Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. Like those are iconic right there. Number 5, Darth Vader. All right, yeah, Darth Vader, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of it's going to depend too on the edition count of Darth Vader. Like if Darth Vader comes out 8,000 editions or less, Secret Rare, or not Secret Rare, but like fully animated FA, that's going to be up there in Holy Grail too, I think. Electra. Shout out to the Electra gang out there. I know there's a lot of, Electra holders. I'm an Electra holder too myself. I have a Secret Rare Electra. I think people are doing her dirty right now, putting her down, low price. I think it's just the way it came out. Wasn't that premium look that most of these collectibles have. But again, I do want to remind people that they have the ability to update a lot of the way these look. Now, for the people that weren't here, maybe March in 2021, when Ultraman first came out and we saw the first ever Ultraman 2D posters, people forget that these posters didn't look the way they did back then. A lot of complaints in the community were saying how the quality is not even there anymore. The 2D artwork, they don't even have perfect edges or corners. They were all fuzzy looking. They weren't crisp, smooth looking. People were making jokes that the rectangular posters were circles, right? And then what happened? After they dealt with the growth, they were really busy. They had to re-engineer the whole app from 8,000 users all the way to 180,000 users in 1 month of March. So I think a lot of that was the reasons why some of the collectibles didn't come out absolute top-notch perfection, the way we're all kind of used to. And that's kind of what I see is happening with the Electra and some of the other ones that came out at that time. I think they had a lot of things up high on the priority list. The web app, getting KYC rolled out, working on the MTL regulations, interoperability, making these NFTs, being able to be put on a different platform, switching blockchains, right? So a lot of things happened to where I think some of these collectibles didn't come out perfect. And so once they have the time, once some of these catalysts are here, I think they can shift some of their energy and focus on some of these collectibles and maybe revamp some of the way these look. And if they do that to Electra, I think we could see, some value there for sure. Well, 2 Electra sets. Let's go. Energy knows the deal. Electra. That's hilarious right there. Everyone making fun of the neck. The Electra. 3 drops in a row where price is at or above retail. Yeah, I think so, Energy. Oh, man. Yeah, Energy. I think, after we see some kind of Star Wars announcement, maybe price goes down a little bit more, but it's only inevitable before it goes back up. Mine's still delivering right now. And I want to say 3 drops in a row because we just saw the reverspective. I mean, that did really well. And that's fine art. Speaking of fine art, VVRK did just make a video recently that I watched, and he touched on some great points. You know, a lot of you guys know that I've been a huge believer in the IP, right? The big brands. I think the big brands, the IP, the FAs of legendary characters that everybody knows worldwide. I'm more of a fan of that. And I think that'll do really well long term as opposed to some of the art stuff. But again, I think in the short term, you know, the artist collectibles being interoperable would be huge. It's a huge catalyst for them. And VV Arcade made a whole video touching on this point. He did a video where he looked at a lot of the fine arts on VeVe, and a lot of the fine art is actually doing really well still. So it surprised me, you know, taking a look at some of the stuff to where it is, you know, a lot more than the floor. Obviously, not all of the art is, and I think that has to do with being like pop art and these different, you know, variations and categories inside art itself. I think fine art is going to continue to do really well on VeVe, especially once we see interoperability come from that. So just something that, you know, he touched on that I felt like was a little bit contrary to my original belief, because we've seen, you know, a big retracement in a lot of these IP big branded collectibles. But a lot of the fine art stuff really hasn't decreased that much. Now, again, I think that's part of just the ebb and flow. I think long term, you can't go wrong with big IP, big brands. I think the art stuff could be a little bit more riskier. But, I mean, I think there's always going to be a demand for it because it touches people, you know, if it makes people feel a certain way. A lot of times people get the artwork, they may think to originally flip it, and then they put it in their showroom and they say, I don't know if I want to get rid of that. You know, I kind of like that a lot. And that's what we see happening. You know, the way OB he touched on, that was something that hit me right away. I didn't get that. I shouldn't say hit me right away. It took a while to grow into me. I started to really fall in love with that piece. I think I got mine for around like 400 or 500. And then we saw that run up to over 1,000 at one point. It's retraced, but it's still more than what I put in. Look at the Dragon Girls, right? Dragon Girls, the first ever fine art on VeVe, the first ever artwork on VeVe. I think things like that aren't even just a 2D, but that fine piece of art, whether it's 3D, kind of like that retrospective 3D-ish, we see that do really well. That's kind of like a blend of 2D and the 3D world. But I think fine art will do really well and continue to do well on VeVe. The morning before Star Wars drop is the best time to buy cheap stuff. Yeah, I agree, Energy. Because, you know, everybody's trying to last ditch get rid of stuff. Especially if we start seeing price points. We don't know what the retail prices are going to be. Imagine if they do a Darth Vader drop. I think that what's going to matter is if it's a $50 retail, if it's a $100 retail, $200. I hope we don't see a $200, $400 retail. But you never know, right? Wow, solid move. Yeah, it's crazy that it's open before 11:30. $5.75 for the common, $8 for the uncommon. Rare is 20, ultra rare is 49. Secret rare is down to 370. Again, this is the week too that I'll be having one of my buddies from my hometown come on the channel. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully it is during the Star Wars drop. I think that would add even more excitement. Punch got a 416, man. I didn't even read this part. Wow. Great job, Punch. Got 2 on the drop. Mom got 1. And we bought another 10 under retail. Wow. I think this is a good one to hold. I think you'll be surprised, you know, especially medium long term after Star Wars, after May, I would say. Mine's still pending. Also, I have a phone meeting with Apple to go over a couple of gem purchases. Got to make sure everything's evened out before May. So I think that's at 12:30. So in a little bit, they should be calling me. How many people are going for the Jurassic Park tickets? Kind of want to get a feel for it on the stream, see how many people are actually going for them, because it's going to matter about the mint numbers. You know, I think if this comes out, I didn't see that BDK said that they're all, you know, there's 3 different kinds of NFTs for Jurassic Park. I love that. I'm kind of even more bullish on that because it shows that AMC didn't just say, okay, yeah, let's just give them a random NFT. I mean, at least they had some thought in it to kind of mix it up. Everybody gets a random one of the three. I think that's going to be great for the edition counts too. That makes it, each one's a little bit more limited, I think. Let's go. Ken W got his Jurassic Park tickets. I really hope to see 3 different ones. Can anyone else confirm that besides BDK? Is that what they said on the AMC site? Is we're going to be getting 3 different NFTs? I got 2 tickets. Punch got 6. Let's go. You know, I feel like not too many people in the world know about this. I think we may be getting, I don't want to say inflated numbers, but I feel like because we're all surrounded with the VeVe fam, we're hearing like a whole bunch of people about this much, this many, this, you know. I think in grand scheme of things, like worldwide, I don't think too many people are buying, you know, the double feature Jurassic Park tickets just to get the NFTs. So I think this is a really good sign. Because how much room is there to grow still, right? A huge ton of, like a huge amount of room. Energy got his. So I figured average seat capacity per theater is 100 people. And almost 600 theaters, so 60K max if they sell out. Wow, this is what I was looking for, Getsy. Great math here. Great insight. So looking at 60K max if they all sell out. And how many of those people do you think are actually going to say, you know, scan for my NFT? I don't think too many of them are going to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Energy got his. Yeah. All right. Good to know. Good to know that there's 3 different NFTs. That's amazing. If this happens, it would break the app. That's hilarious. You just said that. I think everybody's gearing up, waiting for the drivable T-Rex. Man, I can't wait until I get my air quality down here all straightened out and I don't have this problem anymore. And it's really annoying. I will buy more tickets today, if not sold out. Remember, this is for June 9th. Facts. So about a month from now. Got the J.U. Park tickets. No email confirmation and my theater sold out. I can't rebook. Wow. Okay. Diane C. Interesting. I would say call AMC, you know, give them a call and see if you can, you know, see what happened there. Because I feel like that shouldn't have happened. No email confirmation and my theater sold out. Did you become a member or anything like that? Or you just signed up or you just bought the tickets, I should say? I would call AMC, you know, give them a call and see what you can find out from that. Because if you got the tickets, you should get that confirmation email. But I never got my confirmation email the first time either. So I thought it was a little strange. I think what happened is possibly they got overloaded and some things didn't work out perfectly. Can you imagine? Imagine you can breed dinos. Oh my gosh, energy. You know, I think if people are excited about breeding the labbits, I'll be excited about breeding the dinosaurs. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I feel like some of my hair is like sticking together in my beard or something. I don't know if it's like an image, but I keep seeing it. So it keeps bugging me out. I would love to see this energy. Absolutely. Now, I don't know. Do you think we're going to get dino NFTs from AMC? Because I was originally under the impression it was a poster. So maybe 3 different posters. But in that email confirmation, it did say, you know, be excited or, you know, whatever the email said, something about hatching your NFT. And that made everybody, including myself, think, are we getting dinosaur NFTs that hatch out of eggs? Like, I've always been trying to suggest something to where, like, if you grab something that can grow, maybe it's like a plant like we saw from around English, or maybe like a future dinosaur. You get it when it's like a baby in the egg. The longer you hold on to it, the bigger it grows. So that way it rewards collectors. And then if you could sell it as like a dino egg, right? Imagine that. You can buy dino eggs and you don't know which is coming. It's like a blind box. The blind box is just a dinosaur egg. And you could sell the egg unhatched, or you can hatch it in your showroom and let it grow the longer you hold on to it. Like, I would love that kind of, you know, customization, gamification. Dino breeding would be dope. Good to know, Robin J.A. We just see Getsy. We just, this would be hilarious. Thinking about this, I'm actually going to try to be kind of low key in the theater. Getsy saying, I'm going to stand out right before the show and see how many people are there from VeVe. This is one of the reasons why, shout out to Taps and everybody going to see it at the same theater that he's going to go see it. Because you can make this in like a VeVe meetup event party, right? I know a couple people from my hometown are going to go see the Jurassic Park theater for the NFTs. Like I said, I'll go with my grandma. I'm sure some people would love to meet my grandma. I mean, she's literally the reason why her and my mom and my dad, the reason why I am where I am today. Like a lot of you guys probably know, and some of you guys may not have known, so I'll talk about it real quick. My collection is basically my family's collection. Like I just found VeVe early. I had the insight to really dive into it, did all the research, and it was my family that really trusted my gut decision, trusted me. And so they helped me out financially. I would have only been able to afford probably a handful of NFTs. I still probably have maybe like just a few NFTs right now. But because of their help, they really allowed me to go hard on this early and capitalize on the opportunity that we had. And I still think there's huge opportunity right now. And so that's why I've been just buying up right now, because I think it is still a huge opportunity. I hope those movie ticks work smoothly. My Disney Plus subscription didn't work for my Golden Moments drops too, so they were already redeemed. Wow, interesting, Dave Nelson. I shouldn't have. If you were the original owner and you got it on the drop, you should have been able to redeem that. I couldn't even find my subscription email, so I wasn't able to do mine, but I think that's part of the process too. When these things come out and we're the first ones to really get into this, I mean, there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be things that don't run smoothly. Like kind of like how I said, AMC didn't really put all the details in that. It was kind of misleading for people. And I think that's just part of being early, I think as we continue to have a partnership with them, everything is going to be rolled out in a smooth, a lot less friction of a manner. I do think Labbit breeding could come first. Shout out to all the Labbit holders out there. Hey, December, appreciate you big time as always tuning in today. Loyal support. Did you grab one today? Were you able to get one? And if so, what did you get real quick if it came in? It might not have been delivered just yet. Yeah, I am going with my grandma. And my grandma was the one who wanted to go with me. I just told her about it. I said, hey, Grandma, like, look what VeVe's doing. AMC, they partnered up for the double feature. And she said, well, are you taking me? I said, well, if you want to go, absolutely. Dinofication, let's go. This is the new word right now. We got to make this go viral. Trend on Twitter. JT. Good night, December, if you are peacing out. I think everybody's still waiting on them to get delivered. Just yell, who's here for NFTs? Wow, okay, so Punch got his delivered ASAP. Did he? I didn't see this. I'm going to have to check it out. I don't see it. I don't see it. That'd be hilarious if we... I mean, I do think the T-Rex will be animated. I don't know about drivable. Wow, Martin crushed it. Incoming. Wishing you the best, Miss Rose. Hopefully you get that secret rare, ultra rare. DK as well. Kelvin, just seeing your DM. I'll definitely do that in just a second. God bless Grandma JD. Facts. Oh, good to know, JT. Absolutely. I mean, same way, Punch. I agree. Hard to do it without family support. I mean, without my family support, I would have never had the collection that I do right now. Like, that's what I'm so grateful is that I do have the support of my family, you know? Is anyone in the Philly area? I'm right near Getsy. I'm in South Jersey. It's like probably 30-minute hike depending on traffic. Shout out to the Labbits. I think the Labbits are pretty cool. I wanted to redeem my Disney Plus because I want to watch some of the movies on there that everybody's talking about. Oh, okay, he retweeted Brock. Shout out to Brock. I'll definitely have to check that out in a bit. Oh, I know where Lancaster is. A little bit more down south than where I am right now. I'm 45 minutes away. Wow, let's go. All right around the same area. Guys, I cannot wait until there's an announcement for Star Wars. I'm going to post it in probably 0.5 seconds. Like, I'm going to try to get that out to you guys ASAP. I'm going to hop off a little bit early today just because my congestion is going crazy right now. I can barely talk right now. And I do have a meeting, but the meeting's not coming up, a phone meeting, so like another 45 minutes. But I think I'm going to hop off a little bit earlier than usual. And I'm going to get working on a couple things. I still got to get the merch going. I just got to talk to the Comey VeVe team, make sure I can, use their logo. I'm sure there's no issue at all. But I also want to get the logo to make sure it looks legit and everything like that. And I want to start, just creating some of the merch. There's a couple of sites that I've used before on some merch, like how I have the my DFL, my Make Your Passion Your Paycheck stuff down here. So I'm going to get creative with it. Going to have some fun. Dubes, how we doing, brother? Been a minute. Couldn't get the drop today. How'd everyone do? Wow, you couldn't get the drop today, Dubes? Kind of interesting. I felt like a lot of people were getting the drops today. I only got one. A lot of people got multiples today. As soon as you get here, I got to go. Nah, Dubes, appreciate you big time for tuning in, man. It's been a while since I seen you in the chat, so I appreciate you, as always, tuning in. I'll definitely check it out. Anytime Alex retweeting anything, it gotta be a little spicy. Didn't get a chance to even go for it. Work's been booming. Good to hear that though. Got to stay busy. So for the comic book today, Dubes, it's a pretty solid comic book long term, but it went under retail right away. But a lot haven't been delivered yet. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I think people, what that tells me is people are just gearing up for a Star Wars announcement. So if you grab a couple on the retail, I don't think it's bad for long term. But a lot of people, I think, are trying to stash gems for this month. If we get Star Wars, it's going to be crazy. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in today. I'm going to be signing out as well. Hey, Punch, appreciate the super sticker big time.
Is this quick story of how
Shout out Randy.
I became a millionaire.
Let's go. Shout out Punch. Appreciate that big time. With all that being said, I am signing out today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You like the video, helps the channel grow big time. And stay tuned for any kind of announcements. I do expect some kind of Star Wars announcement coming soon. We don't know when, but stay tuned for that. I'm excited for what's to drop. Maybe it's Doctor Strange. Maybe we see a Doctor Strange collectible. I think regardless, it's going to be a fun one. So till then, I'm signing out, everyone. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.